Okay, today is Monday, July 14th. I'm back from my road trip. We got back Saturday, a day early. I'll get into that at the end of this video so I don't turn off people that might drive by my channel the first time. But I'm going to start out with the utmost important thing on everybody's mind in the world today. Let's start out with I'm going to show Richie from Boston, RFB, proving he's going to show proof that he was correct, that there was a bioweapon attack starting July 4th. Let's see what Richie has to say and show here, and then we'll look at the absolute truth. Well, he actually exposes himself here, but his retard subscribers. But come on, let's do some facts here.
But let me get to what I'm talking about here, shall we? So it turns out, starting on the 4th of July, people who were in India were realizing that there was a Nipah virus outbreak that began on the 4th of July. This was published today.
Okay, notice that's from the Hindu. Look at the title. I'm going to show you the exact same article here shortly.
Today, but this all began on the 4th of July. Isn't that strange?
Look what he shows there.
66, 45 deaths. 66.
Back to 2001, so this is a recent outbreak, but and of course it's only 2 people on the 4th.
4 plus 5 is 9, upside down is 6, just putting that out there real quick. But look at this, look at these death polls, what an outbreak.
Okay, pause here, let me pause here, let's go look at, I'm going to go show you the exact same article, though Richie here is showing, but he's not going to show it to his subscribers, because that wouldn't fit his MO and his agenda, whatever. Okay, here is the article Richie from Boston is showing. Let's see what it says in the article. Kerala recorded 2 cases of the Nipah virus in Malappuram district as of Friday last week, July 4th. They were reporting 2 as of Friday. I Googled it 6 ways from Sunday. I could not find out when these cases were actually diagnosed. But as of Friday, there was 2. And Richie just showed his little chart. These have been going on since 2001. In 2001, there was over 60 of them or whatever. But of course, this is proving his bullshit, lies, porn, and propaganda, because he had to find something to prove he was right. But let's roll on and see what Richie has to say. Oh, this is further down in the article. Between June 26th, July 2nd, the District of Mandi received 482% more rainfall than average. Almost 500%, and I'm going to address that as we roll along here, what's going on with the weather, as we all know, or we should know, is coming from the all these channels. I've told you about the geoengineering. Look what the geoengineering is doing. Look what HARP's doing. Look what they're doing. Well, so frickin' what? What are you doing about it except for make a video, collect your money from your sheep, but let's roll on. Same video, shortly later, listen to the crap that falls out of his mouth here. And it's so fake and staged and lies, but just watch. Well, listen, whatever.
When they finally try to put the new world order, one world government, one world religion, everybody's got the mark. The capstone is on the pyramid. Okay.
When they finally try to do it, well, they haven't been. Oh my God, it's taken all this time. They got to keep doing all these tests to see if this and that, power outages, viruses, riots are going to work against us. Oh, I meant to start out with that, but let's roll on.
Oh my God, I'm talking about a pyramid. Do you get it? Do you get it? You're wearing Under Armour. I'm wearing a shirt. Shut up. All right, I'm just so sick.
Now, people would think that's nothing, but look, why would he be wearing an Under Armour shirt, and why would he point that out in his video like it just, come on, this is so staged.
Some people, it is what it is. You get it in these categories. What can you do? But still, this is starting just like it started last time, except it's not starting in China. It's starting in India.
Well, come on, where's this Nipah outbreak since the 4th? I mean, pay attention. These people, these people, like I've said for years, we all know, they watch these channels. They recycle the same shit as the news. The news gets their news from the government and everybody else. And these people, RFB and anybody else, they have never, ever brought up or so-called exposed anything that was not already coming from a news source. Never. Here he's talking about how they're conjuring up the storms, because you have to use conjuring if you're clickbaiting Christians. But let's see what he says here, and I'll show you I'll speak out in the falsehoods.
These little drops right here will turn into a giant storm, and they'll stall it just like they did last time. But this right here are the towns that were affected. See all these towns? Austin, San Marcos, New Braunfels. Do you know where these are right next to? These are exactly where they want to. This is exactly where they are building their data centers. But see this little town, Kerrville, right here? Well, coincidentally, this town approves 100.
Coincidentally, they're gonna build a power plant, so they're trying to destroy the cities. They did not destroy those cities. It was only that one section along that one river where the kids camp, the Mystic Christians camp, and Richie's gonna address that too. This crap is so lame. Oh, I pointed out, and he addressed again how they're trying to destroy this Asheville area because of the Piedmont lithium mine. Well, hopefully I'm going to show the screenshot. The Piedmont lithium mine is it's 40, 50, 80 miles from Asheville. And Asheville wasn't destroyed this time, and it wasn't destroyed a few years ago when that hurricane turned into a tropical storm over Asheville, which I pointed out. I mean, these people lie and lie and lie. It's just such nothing but BS. And see, you know how these channels over the years have talked about mainstream media and our attention span? All these subscribers and people that listen to all these so-called BS porn, shill, truther networks, it's the same thing. They forget video to video, and even if they do remember, they just, well, it's okay. It's Richie. It's Max Egan. It's Joe Rogan. It's, what's that broad's name? Lisa Haven, Mark Fugel, whoever. And No More News and all these people that Richie from Boston hates. But I like what this channel said here. Oh, they were wrong here, but they're correct here. I mean, come on. You want to listen to this? This is RFB, his own words, his own video. You want to see how sad and truly pathetic he is when he's talking about that. This is the Texas one that killed 20 kids or whatever in that Mystic camp. Listen how pathetic this is as he's just trashing their deaths for his agenda.
Among the dead and the missing are a group of girls attending a residential...
Oh, this is from some BS channel he discovered or somebody's... Richie steals videos from everybody else on it, so there's nothing original in this retard's brain. Listen to how pathetic this is. These are his Christian brothers and sisters, Christian children killed, but he's got to fit the agenda for his video.
Summer camp.
Okay, but this isn't a regular camp. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not an ordinary camp. It's a safe haven for children of military families, conservative leaders, and whistleblower networks. And at least 4 of them...
Really? You're going to pull it up on some BS... come on. Let's see what he says here.
Camp Mystic have family ties going to ongoing investigations into elite trafficking and bioweapon profiteering. So... everything that you're seeing makes perfect sense.
Yes, it does, Richie.
This is happening right now. We're literally watching either A, the book of Revelations occurring in real time, or man trying to force God's hand and get God to remove the restrainer. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. It's happening.
He doesn't understand it. God's going to move the great restrainer, but he doesn't know what the great restrainer is, because I know the Bible a lot more than all RFB and probably 90% of Christians on this planet. I don't know nothing about a restrainer. Oh, and Richie from Boston here, I'm going to show his clip in another video. He's getting into how they have to terraform the earth so the red dragon, i.e. Satan, could come forth. So humans have to terraform the earth so Satan could come forth. I thought for years they've been telling us how CERN has been bringing forth Satan's legions, and now they need to terraform. Oh man, this the stuff that fall. And there's untold millions on this planet that really believe this crap. And how do we know they believe it? Because we hear them talking about it. You can watch regular church services on YouTube. They talk about this crap. Watch these videos from all these different these fake. 100% fake truther channels. And how do we know it works? Not just me, you, anybody who's listening to me. because none of these people has ever had a job that we can ever improve. Oh, except for Richie from Boston. He used to do bathroom remodels, and he was ripping off people. But if you go, you can go to here on BitChute. He's got a link to New Look Refinishing, but all those videos are gone. Now he just puts on his YouTube BitChute crap. But anyway, let's roll on. Okay, he's talking about they're going to stop providing weather data, which Trump already said he wants to get rid of anything regarding climate change, which of course is geoengineering and other shit. But listen to this horse shit. I've never heard this before from anybody, even RFB.
Providing crucial weather data, so we won't be able to see this. So just imagine what they've got up their sleeves. If they're going to stop providing satellite weather data, which isn't from satellites. Well, yeah, actually they are. They would be considered satellites, but they're being held up by helium. If they're
I never heard anybody say there are satellites out there, but because of the firmament, because we're under a dome, because we're on a flat Earth, they have to suspend the weather satellites by helium balloons. That's as retarded. Remember the videos? And Richie did one recent. It was before I went off with my sister on the road trip. He recycled that video. Somebody shot up a personal rocket. Remember this camera's pointing down? It shows it spinning and then it sticks in the dome. These people are so stupid they believe satellites are being held up by helium balloons now. I mean, oh, let's go on to his next video. Okay, this is his video, Texas flooding, New Mexico flood. Of course, the flooding and the nothing's over. But he plays a real long clip of this. Why? Because this guy's a Christian. He's claiming his son went out in a kayak to rescue people, and he had a 9-year-old girl's dead body on his kayak. And I need to take a picture. We need to let the world see it. But let's see what he says here. About 45 seconds.
Down the river. He said, Dad, I'm not showing nobody these pictures, but I will show it to you. Do you want to see it? And I didn't want to see it, but I said, yeah, I need to see it. I need to see that little girl laying in your kayak that's 9 years old, son, so I can bring...
Really? You need to see the dead body of that 9-year-old girl laying across your son's kayak, and you want to show it to the world. Well, come on. You didn't put it in your video. Let's see it. Come on, Richie. Where's your connections? Let's see it.
I can have not a reality check, but I need to have, and some people need to see that.
Why?
As hard as it is, and not to be disrespectful to nobody.
Really?
Everybody needs to see that little girl that my son was swimming with, and her in his kayak. Everybody needs to see that. Everybody needs to see that, because that's real. We'll get through it. Lord will get us through it. Lord says, I'll take these disasters, and I'll turn them into good. The Lord allows and he doesn't allow. He allowed this to happen. He still sits on the throne, and he allowed this to happen. He allowed this to happen. He will turn this around, and he will bring good out of this.
He allowed that to happen. Good's going to happen. We see the Christians recycling that forever. Again, the Bible itself, Jesus himself said the Bible is parable and allegory. What good is going to come out of this? That little area along the river united, along the myth. They united to go look for the bodies and to rebuild their houses and to this stuff is so stupid and so... Why would your ever-loving God just allow massive death across his planet? Let just people go with 10 years and younger, starving, being murdered, pedophiles, raping children, cutting up their body. Oh, that's your ever-loving God. But no, your ever-loving God says, well, I'm going to let this fallen angel, Satan, have his way for hundreds of thousands or whatever years, and then I'll come in and save you for a time, and then I'll loose the dragon again. People have Christians have no idea that the Bible is not literal. I mean, this is so lame and so stupid and so pathetic, and way too many people around this planet, especially in this country, believe that crap. That is so sad. Your ever-loving God is good. 10 and under. How about 15 and under? How about 8? How about we're just sticking with girls and women here, not the boys that are molested. Oh, we're talking about boys are molested, all these channels, let's just talk about the Catholic Church. Let's not talk about all the Christian preachers and pastors that do all this thing. Stop. I mean, utter nonsense. Let's roll on. Okay, now listen to what RFB says here, because this is very important to what a lot of channels have been saying for years, and as I have been pointing out, never happens. And I mean, actually, Richie would say literally never.
And when weaponized, we're seeing what kind of damage they can wrought. And the funniest thing about this is every place that gets hit with a 1,000-year storm, it's always a place where they have a power plant, minerals, or they just want people off the earth. They're literally wiping the...
Okay, let's do that again. Richie's own words. I'm going to go back 20 seconds.
...is over us all at all times. And when weaponized, we're seeing what kind of damage they can wrought. And the funniest thing about this is every place that gets hit with a 1,000-year storm, it's always a place where they have a power plant, minerals, or they just want people off the earth. They're literally... Every place they ever do these 1,000-year storms, now they got to add in data centers because Trump is supposedly doing these data centers. Anyway, data centers, lithium mines. What are the other ones we've heard of? All the California fires. Remember, it's pre-COVID. Remember, there was all these fires and all these channels, including RFB, put out videos. They were destroying. They got to get rid of all these people in their cabins, in their communities for the high-speed rail. I did videos back then showing that the high-speed rail had already been canceled. The high-speed rail, the data centers, the lithium mines, the smart cities. What happened to the smart cities? Remember, they're gonna make everybody move. They're gonna shut down all the small towns in the mountains, and from West Coast to the East Coast, we're all gonna have to move into smart cities. It's all BS. It's all fear porn. These channels, as I've said over and over for years, they admit to fake news from CNN, Fox, the New World Order, from the government, from military sites, from other channels that are putting out fake news. They're shills, they're in it for the money. They admit that, but they are all part of it. I'm going to say, let's say for every 10 channels out there that are of our truther community, I'm going to say 0.5% are legit. It's got to, matter of fact, that's wrong. There's none. There is absolutely no channel out there that is legit other than myself. And what do I mean? I mean, I have no agenda. I'm not in it for any money whatsoever. I can say I'm not a shill, but I can't prove it. But I can't prove it because if you watch my videos going back roughly 8 years starting on YouTube, the only thing I have ever been wrong on when I was thought that Biden would get reelected, and this is not an excuse, but this is when I was thinking it back then, is because he was not having the mental cognitive issues. But the Biden-Trump thing, the Trump-Biden-Trump thing proves that there are two factioning parties in the New World Order, mafia gangs, whatever, cartels. But it's just a stop, and it's going to get so much worse by the time Trumpy's turn comes to end. We still got to see what's up with this birthright shit with the court ruling. But I mean, this is just sorry, Mom. This is just astounding what's going on right now. And all these channels want to address all this BS dumb crap. It's legit yet dumb crap. They act like they're doing something. They're not doing anything. They're all admitting and have admitted, I'm Paul Revere. It's my job to drive through town, tell you what's going on, give you my info, give you my BS, give you my shield porn, give you my fear porn, keep sending me money, keep buying products through me. Get on my Patreon, get on my PayPal, get on my GoFundMe, as I do absolutely nothing except for put out videos. And anybody that's a subscriber to any of these channels, what do? You watch and you make comments. We got to stop this now. What are any of you doing? Any of you, including me, what are we doing? Nothing, nada, big zero. Let it roll on. These people know exactly what they're doing. They have their fake channels. They have their shill channels. And the ones that are supposedly legit, whether it's YouTube, BitChute, podcast, whatever, the ones that are legit, the New World Order doesn't care. The Trump side, the left, right, whatever you want to call it, they don't care because they know we are all meaningless under the sun.
because we are not able to do it. We're just not able to do anything. But let's roll on. Now, listen to this crap. And he plays that fast-talking dude. Hopefully he says a channel.
Extreme news, they tell you things like this is simply condensation from an airplane, etc., etc., etc. Well, sir, I beg to differ.
Well, sir.
Why would they want to use the weather in Asheville, North Carolina? What's so special about it?
As I've stated in this earlier in this video, in videos a couple months ago or whatever, when that hurricane turned into a tropical storm over Asheville. Asheville has no lithium mines. It's not even near the Piedmont mines, and Asheville's never been destroyed. They had power outages due to power lines going down, but let's go on. Come on, RFB, let's hear some truth.
About Asheville? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's the answer.
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Here's the answer to Asheville, and this rambling retard doesn't address Asheville. He just gets on into the geoengineering and storms.
The modification is not a conspiracy theory. They have told us time and time again, and by they, I am talking about the powers that be, but scientists, researchers...
Blah, blah, blah. Again, this dude rambles on. He mentions nothing about Asheville. Richie, RFB there, they just throw retarded crap out there, and whatever shit sticks to the wall, it sticks. And obviously, again, it amazes me, all these channels that I've addressed over the years never had a job. I mean, the biggest one, not the biggest truther, but crap. Oh, that dude Marfugel, he has a wife, at least 4 kids, and going back to, I believe, 2018, 2019, he started putting out a couple videos saying, oh, thanks to all of you that love me and believe in me and see the truth. His wife, because he was just making YouTube videos, his wife was able to quit her job and stay home and take care of the kids. He has at least 4 kids, and he is making that much, money. It is insane how the retards support these people. And they talk about, oh my God, the money we use to support the politicians, the government, the state people, the local, government outfit. They're doing the same things. The exact same thing. It's just insane. Okay, I'm going to address something else that's very important regarding all these protests / riots / stage events that have been going on that have pretty much disappeared from the news, even our beloved truthers. Well, let's see. This was more, I didn't even hear about this. Search continues for 12th suspect in ambush at Alvarado ICE Detention Center. Supposedly, this actually shot a cop in the neck. Then some other people opened fire. Anyway, let's move on. One that goes back a little ways into the protest riots. Reward $50,000. There is a picture of a guy allegedly shooting at ICE. One more. This is that dude I did a video on. Remember this guy? There was a protest, riot, whatever. They had private security. Found that dude supposedly carrying a gun. We've heard from all these channels, and I'm calling out the BS. We had the guard out there, the Marines, they're still out there. As far as we know, they're still out there, but they're not doing videos on them anymore. Why not? Because they were all professing that Trump was going to put the guard out there, then the Marines, then they were going to swarm the U.S. and take over, martial law, gun confiscation, FEMA camps. Not going to happen. I'm the only one I know of that said this for years. That crap will never happen in this country. And I'm the only one I know of on any subject that has ever been proven right. Going back to these 3 shooting events, the most recent, I didn't even hear about this till I was just Googling this morning. The July, the 4th in that detention center. If they want to escalate this crap, why not have people pulling out guns? They're paid, they're staged, they're brainwashed, snipers, whatever, false flags. Why not have them shooting cops and National Guardmen and Marines, snipers in apartment buildings, parking garages? They could escalate this stuff like this. Why not let loose a real virus and wipe us all out like that? Why not use their lasers and their dews and all this other crap and just annihilate us all? They've been telling us for how long? The elite's going to go in their bunkers. They're going to wipe us all out. 80-90% of us. Just save enough of us to be slaves, to grow their gardens, their crops, and build their furniture. Why haven't they done it? Because it's BS and porn, and if it was all this crap, if it was going to happen just the last 10 to 20 years, why hasn't it happened? Because they do not want it, or it would have already happened. I mean, give me a break. Stop the stupidity, the retarded crap, the being a freaking just a lame, dumbass idiot in this country. Let me see. Let's pause. Okay, in one of them two videos old RFB did, he mentioned something about they're not using a satellite anymore. Of course, it's because I've been talking about it. But anyway, look what popped up. I took these screenshots and all this crap while I was on my whatever day road trip. $88 million pollution tracking satellite missing in space. And what does this one do? It tracks the methane. It just suddenly is missing in space. Oh, this is so funny. Because the methane is one of the worst things going on right now. Because that just affects our weather. People don't get it. Richie from Boston, he used to talk about Dane Wigington all the time, if you remember. Richie from Boston had Dane Wigington live a couple times. So did Lisa Haven and a few other channels. They all dropped him at the same time. And by that, I mean within a 6-month period, they all dropped Dane Wigington. Why? Because On High told them frickin' to. So get over it. If you want to know what's going on with the geoengineering, go to watch the Dane Wigington videos if you're not familiar with him. How about this? A study links from pollution increasing mutations in lung cancers among the... Oh my God! We all know this is true. Blaming smokers on people that don't smoke with getting lung cancer. Such BS. We all know that. Oh, the PFAs and the MCCPs. Hold on. Let me address a RFB video again here. Hold on. Since I'm going through my screenshots, let this hit. This is fact, not science fiction or fake media. Japan, hottest June on record. The Balkans sizzle under heat wave. Climate change drive records in Iceland, breaking heat records. Alaska hits shocking heat record. A dangerous phenomenon accelerates. Hundreds of heat records set across the U.S. this week. This is June 26th. Oh, back to that. I got to find a thing from RFB. Okay, in a video before I took off on my vacation with my sister on July 3rd, Richie did a video talking about in Oklahoma, they found these MCCPs and PFAs in the air and acting like it's new, forever chemicals. But no, remember? They brought this up last year, and of course they already knew. These Canadian wildfires and others, anywhere where they've done mining and for the PFAs, for the plastics, that's everywhere. That crap's been discovered everywhere across this planet, land and sea and in the air. This stuff has been going, but Richie's going to pull up an article and pretend like he discovered something. And I thought they got rid of that crap and fire, but that PFA's everywhere. And here they're trying to blame firefighting foams. It just, I mean, we're all so screwed. We're all so dead. It's just a matter of time when you die. It's a matter of time when you change anything, which you're not going to change anything. Oh my God, I'm out there to stop and thwart the New World Order. I got to bring you all this fabulous information, and you're not doing jack shit. So, knock it off. This might be it. Let me see. Oh, I watched a video. I don't know if it was a call for an uprising or somebody else. But they showed how they sent this message to Richie from Boston from a call for an uprising. RFB claimed he got his channel back from lawyers. Richie, why don't you give people your lawyers and help him get his channel back? I forgot who he's talking about. In 24 hours, just like yours, I'm sure the lawyer would be okay with taking his business since it was so easy to get your channel reinstated in under 24 hours. I mean, insane bull. Of course, I call out the BS. Richie from Boston had lawyers that got his channels back on YouTube. Okay, let's move on real quick to the flooding in Texas. The two major floods that happened so far, Texas, New Mexico. Okay, this one is the one in Albuquerque, outside of Albuquerque, Reduso, I believe. The river rose 19 feet in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and it went higher than that, but let's go on. The Texas one, 26 feet in as little as 45 minutes. People got to get it. This, especially the fires and the floods and the droughts. they're going to get insanely worse. I know I got a screenshot going back to at least 2018 when they telling us because they knew it was coming because they were doing it. And they're not only doing it, there are what Dane Wigington calls, and which are true feedback loops. It's just out of control weather because they fucked up the planet so bad, the atmosphere, the air currents, the water currents. They don't have to create some stuff. It just happens, but let's roll on. Oh, this is a picture my mom just sent me yesterday since we got back. She lives in Montrose, Colorado. This is one of 2 fires, and I believe it's called the Black Canyon. They're supposed to be safe. Supposedly the wind's keeping it going the other way, but I'll have to see what goes on with that. Washington wildfires, plural. These are the bigger ones. Fires, plural, Arizona. Plural, wildfires, Utah. Wildfire, my spotlight, there's plural. There's more than one going on there right now. Oregon wildfires, plural. And there's this is just, the West Coast is obviously, look at that. U.S., Canada, Alaska. Oh my God, look at that. But nothing, all these preppers, all you people out there, including me, preppers, survivalists, you got to watch out for crap that's never ever happened before because it could not happen before under normal circumstances and situations. You really got to, wherever you're going to plan to bug out to, whether it's home or in a cave or in a mountain or a plateau somewhere, you really got to watch out because you get these 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000 year things. That's true. I mean, whether or not they're doing it on purpose, forget the geoengineering, forget the New World Order agenda, forget why it's happening. You got to prepare it for if it does happen. You got to look at where your home base is, your bug out location. Can it in some unforeseen, impossible event, could it happen where you're at? Man, I mean, this is just fucking out of control. Oh, I said the F word again. Sorry, Mom. I'm about to end this, but this was recent. Military jets, mysterious collision raising about UFOs. They're claiming that this jet, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. That they hit a drone hit the canopy. True or not, does not matter. It's irrelevant. What do we get from our truthers? It's China, it's Russia, it's North Korea, it's Satan and his legions, or it's aliens. What does it matter what it is, because nobody is doing anything about it but putting out videos for subscribers and money. That's it. That's a fact. Nobody's doing anything. The channels that put out the videos could not care less about what you believe as long as you keep watching their videos and sending them money through Patreon, PayPal, GoFundMe, or buying whatever product they're selling and sponsoring. That's it. Truth, 100%. Here's our road trip. We went, matter of fact, my sister drove that first leg down to Moab. It took 17 and a half hours. We were not in a hurry. We played tourist all the way, took pictures. I'm not going to say why we did this trip for probably another year if we're still around. And then we went, I did something wrong. Oh yeah. Then we went back from, Alamogordo to Moab. We spent 1 or 2 nights in different places. Then we went from Moab to Sacramento, if I'm getting that right. Yeah. Then we we stopped in Elko. Then the next night, we spent 1 night there. Then went to Sacramento, 2 nights in Sacramento. Then we drove up and stopped in Eugene, Oregon, because she wanted to visit a Navy buddy that's a Master Chief. And then after that, drove back home. Pause here. Some worthless tariff crap in the moment. Why is Trump doing 30% tariffs on Mexico when he had an agreement? Put 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the the border. We're all good to go. Oh, even though RFB mentioned a few videos ago, why do you think they got all those troops on the border? Because they want to keep us from leaving. Where is that? Where's the gun confiscation? Again, I've been calling the BS out these channels. Oh my God, Trump's putting the National Guard out there, the Marines out there. They're getting martial law, camps, gun confiscation. Oh my God, it's all over. The cashless society is starting now, tomorrow, yesterday. Oh, what about this lithium deposit that's much larger than the Piedmont one? That doesn't matter. They want to destroy Asheville, even though Asheville's never been destroyed, so they could get the people out and go after the lithium. How about these ones? A McDermott caldera, supervolcano, 40 million metric tons of lithium, Salton Sea, 18 million tons of lithium. Oh, they don't matter. We got Smacko, Arkansas, Utah. Oh my God, they don't matter. It's just propaganda because it's just propaganda. There's storms going on over there, geoengineered, fake news, false flags, whatever. Oh my God, it's hitting the East Coast where the storms normally are. Even though we all know it's all fact, geoengineered, out of control weather loops. But they're doing this for the lithium. They're doing this for the data. The data plants they're going to build for the supercomputers, which of course is also BS. Whatever, literally so on and so forth. But let me see. Oh crap. How about the California fireworks explosion that happened before the 4th of July? Nothing's a coincidence, right? Where's the videos on how that was part of the agenda? Okie dokie, I'm going to play this music video in its entirety. It's the only one I've ever done in 8 years on combination BitChute and YouTube because it's so true. And again, I want to point out this is not just about phones, it's about laptops, it's about computers, it's about watching CNN, Fox, Richie from Boston, Marfugo, Lisa Haven, anybody. It's about anything. This the distractions and the brainwashing, and Richie from Boston, okay, of course, swipe that and put that in the beginning of his videos, but let's roll on, because this is just so true.
Darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, 'neath the halo of a street lamp. Turn my collar to the cold and damp, where my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light, split the night and touch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. People bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was for me. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sounds of silence.
What's included in Neon Gods? All these channels, all these truthers, all these podcasts. See it? Everybody that anybody watches is their Neon God. I mean, you get. I'm out. Enjoy the shit show as we die.